would be the best possible option for Indonesia at this point. Set up with the TOR, and then Guinevere follows up with the spatial migration. At least the Alice would be able to buy some time in the major objective takes, which is what Indonesia is fearing based on their lineup. They build up the Yves in order to build the box around the major objective. So you don't want to pour all your eggs into the jungle trying to split up these team fights. And if you pick up a little more, you have the Barbiel, you need to be able to go into the face of your opponents.
Yep, that's it, ladies and gents. We're loading up into game. Team Cambodia going up against Team Indonesia on the Expanding Rivers map. And that's why we need to see a lot more chaos if Team Indonesia want to win. That's where the Strive, that's where the Mazilda comes into play, the Alice comes into play with the TOR, whereas controlled chaos is what Team Cambodia brings onto the table. We shall see as we load up into game number 1.
Left, or if not the only country left that would be able to stop them in their tracks. As we jump into game 1, wasting no time at all for this one. Look, taking a look at the draft, we hypothesized quite a little bit. How is the early game going to work out for Indonesia?
I feel like in terms of early game, Delvin and also Alexander alongside Afan should be able to retain. I think the main target for them is to try to kind of resolve the skirmishes coming out from the side of Chamakara and also the Fregin and also T as well, right?
Fun, getting the jump onto Tai, able to read that jump very well. Just one more hit away. The flicker already burnt by Delvin, even though he wasn't able to secure the kill onto Tai.
Yeah, that's a good flicker, I would say. At this early juncture, there's still you will still be able to get the flicker towards the turtle fight as well. Nice amount of damage coming up from the side of Alexander and Afan onto the Fregin for now for the side of Team Indonesia. But like this is like what I mentioned, right? We expect chaos, and they're like literally able to survive in it, they thrive in it, and they're trying to do it against Team Cambodia.
Go to mobility, right, for Afan. On the Guinevere, you're starting to engage, starting the aggressiveness. You're already taking down one jungle camp or neutral creep from Cambodia, and this is how Indonesia wants to play. Try to push them back, try to deny their approach for as long as they can during the early game, and try to deny that level 4 from all these lanes.
I think in terms of level checks, Delvin is still level 3 currently. Of course, there's still one wave that's coming. In terms of who clears a wave quicker, I would say both are kind of equal. But Alexander's still level 2, whereas T is already going into level 3 already. So that's I think a good note to take.
It will take a little bit more time, but as the turtle spawns up, time is not on either team's side. Shaoki trying to zone out Tai, giving a little bit more vision. Fregin is not in the range as of now. Shaoki holding on to the TOR. The box drops on top of Shaoki, able to get pulled out. Afan secures that turtle, and Indonesia uses that TOR for good measure and getting the flicker out.
Yeah, the reason why Team Cambodia, hold on.
Oh, hold on a second. Alexander walked into the wrong bush.
Yeah, that's a good first blood coming outside of Team Cambodia, right? This is what we call calm chaos coming outside Team Cambodia. They know that they don't really have the far side for level 4, thus they did not even try to headshake.
Mid-side, underneath the turret, defender airstrike opens up, securing the kill onto Delvin.
Yeah, delayed gratification coming out from inside Team Cambodia, right? Earlier just now, as I was saying, Team Cambodia knows they have to forfeit the turtle over the side of Team Indonesia because they don't really have the feather airstrike. If you take a look, the far side is still level 3, right? And almost immediately, it is just on the side of Team Indonesia to try to make a play. So I think, using the flicker, find a slash is the one and the way for them to find some form of consolation prize. And then after that, scale into Sovan picking up that second kill.
Indonesia definitely intimidated by the final slash. But then again, losing their grip in the mid lane, though, you have a lot of range from the far side as well with the feather airstrike and a little bit of an innate stun with their S1, S2 combo. So Indonesia playing on the back foot for now. It's not too far a lead that Cambodia has, but you don't want to make this kind of mistakes. You want to give any free kills over to Cambodia. On the top side, though, Shaoki able to get that orb and get out of the way. You still have Alexander pull for an extra pull if they need to.
Interesting movement coming out of the Dinger right. Well, oh, hold on.
SG, TOR, land on top of that Frederick. This is that Razor's Wrath, locking one down. Great golden hour from the side of Cambodia. But Shaoki way too deep in, but airstrike might be enough to take Shaoki down. Down he goes by the Fars's hands.
And that's the problem that I was talking about, right? Marcel is right there to basically slow down Team Indonesia in terms of the wombo combo. Afan was actually able to jump onto the right target, which is Meng Kong on that R-Lord. But because of how T using the golden hour right there to slow down all of a sudden, that TR coming out of Sayuki is like ultimately forgotten. It's a non-factor at all. And because of that, Team Indonesia lost that team fight.
Without Sayuki in position, with that one early kill, Cambodia taking control of this turtle. Looks like Afan wants to try to contest for this one. No, he's gonna just give it up.
They're not in position. Xiaoyuki already used the TOR. Delvin has already committed to the real world manipulation. Alexander doing the same as well.
Oh, final slash into the Feather Airstrike. Nothing that Alexander can do except that guiding wind to bring Delvin out and safe.
Hey, that's exactly what Alexander can do, right, Churros? Using the guiding wind, finally Delvin took the right one, right, this time around compared to the previous series. But you can start to see, you know, the controlled chaos coming out of Team Cambodia. When they set their mind, when they want something, they look at this one target, they lock it down, and then they proceed. Whereas for Team Indonesia, they really thrive in this chaos, able to find, you know, easy pickings in the midst of chaos as well. But then again, you can start to see, seems like controlled chaos is the one that is winning so far.
Great mobility coming in from Cambodia as well. We see high on the R-Lot, rotating together as 4, and Cambodia fighting every single team fight, outnumbering, outclassing Indonesia so far. Indonesia has to find a way to pick off any one of the members of Cambodia before committing to any big team fights. And Faden kind of knows this. He's ditching up that turtle because Indonesia is not in the right position. He knows the power spikes are not hit. It's not his time yet.
If you notice how Dingarai has been rotating around the map, right? Using the BMI in the middle of the river just to get there to the mid lane, farm that out, BMI all the way back, so that he's actually starting to farm 2 lanes as well. And that means that, you know, Dingarai is definitely going to have a bit of, not only just the fact that EXP advantage, he's also going to get that gold advantage to help him scale into his necessary items.
Well, you got to keep up with the speed that Matilda actually brings to the table. Delvin is going to have a pretty decent clear speed in the mid lane. And so when Alexander's nearby, you get the guiding wind, you're able to take an airplane down to the bottom side or even the top for an immediate skirmish if you have to. But doesn't look like Indonesia wants to risk any of these aggressive engages anymore. We saw a little bit of a shift and adjustment in how they want to play this game.
That was exactly what I was talking about during the loading screen. Hold on, T, looking for a pick. We'll be able to snap 2 photos onto Team Indonesia for now. Not a lot of engages, nobody from the side of Team Cambodia is looking to commit.
Oh, that's a 2-man final slash!
My goodness!
And a slash from Thor's hammer, down into the ground they go. The security kill onto Delvin. Xiaoki able to find his way out of harm's way. As Indonesia again losing heads.
I'm not envying Delvin's situation right there, right? Appraisal's wrap right into the Feather Airstrike and also the final slash. He is the victim of a couple of, well, ultimates.
Not only is Cambodia looking for trades, they're sending Moskov and rotating and just converting that lanes up onto the XP side. Take a look at that breakdown. They were not seeing where Arnold was coming.
Yeah, and it's just so annoying, right, for the side of Team Indonesia, right? The problem is that Team Cambodia has a lot of killing pressure right from the get-go, whereas from the side of Team Indonesia, their strength lies on their ability to regen over and over again using the Guinevere, using the Alice, but they need Dingarai to come online as quickly as possible. That's why we noticed Dingarai has been solidly trying to farm bot and also mid as well. But the problem is because they've given so much real estate over the side of Team Cambodia, especially on Meng Kong on this R-Lot. Yeah, they're starting to lose a lot of real estate, starting to lose a lot of gold pressure, gold from these resources.
Smart move on Cambodia, trying to give Moskov that safe lane, but the Circling Eagle falls underneath that turret though. The Feather Airstrike will keep everyone at bay as SOD goes wide. That would have been even more disastrous for Indonesia. They already lost Dingarai. They don't want to lose anymore.
This is Cambodia saying that, hey, I'm looking to snowball and I am here. And, you know, picking out Dingarai is amazing because that's how you slow down the Clone. Don't forget, the Clone has been farming on 2 lanes and Kyo was able to catch up. Now with the Golden Staff already in the pocket, he is now able to crack open not only just mid, but also pick up the items. So far in 8 minutes, ladies and gents, Team Indonesia hasn't secured a single kill.
They lost their grip. Indonesia, they had the potential to set the momentum of the game. Afan was already starting the engages. You have Alexander to be able to pull you in and out of safety. But Cambodia just punishing Indonesia for coming and stepping a little bit too close. Kyo just on a farming spree, up on the top side. You see him, you blink once and he's up on the bottom.
Yep. And especially what I was talking about, right? Like, Claude definitely still needs a lot more time. It's only like 500 gold difference between these two gold laners, still salvageable for the side team in Indonesia as of yet. But the threat of the final slash, the threat of them on the Praiser's Wrath is just way too scary for the side team Indonesia to handle. We saw Delvin, he was healthy, and the next moment he's just dead.
Indonesia also have potential for gap closing. You need to be able to find a way to shut down that Predator airstrike as if it was the Mystic Gush coming in for a potential guard, but Indonesia just taking a step back. And on the right moment, this final slash onto Charuki, the TOR will land on 2. That's on the back line though. The Golden Hour will keep everyone safe. Cambodia bought some time for himself. That's the SOD. Moskov just assessing the situation. Indonesia touching and going.
Yeah, you can see this is where it gets a little bit awkward for the side of Team Cambodia and also Team Indonesia, right? The Golden Hour set up right there, preventing Dingerai from going in. Had the Golden Hour was not set there, Dingerai would have gone in, blitz everybody down with the Blazing Duet, because Xiaoyu led a very good TOR, but nobody from the side of Team Indonesia can follow up because of this Marcel.
There's a vision play onto our final slash onto the juggler. Down he goes as Indonesia loses one more.
Another down for the count as well, and you can see Xiaoyuki desperately trying to get out, but get pins against the wall.
It's not over yet. They're trying to pull everyone out. Alexander doing everything they can. That's the movement speed. That's the expanding rivers that Cambodia loves so much. That's the gap close. That's another final slash. Alexander forced to use another core resource. Cambodia is leading this game. Such dominant performance all the way from the first minute.
Man, Team Cambodia has not suffered a single loss yet. Perfect gameplay as of now. I'm you know, the reason why I don't just say it is because I'm afraid to jinx it, Churros. But I have to admit, 10 minutes mark, no deaths. What is side Team Cambodia? What's this? Trying to attempt another world record?
This is a Titan, as we so call it, that Cambodia wants to look to take down. And it does look like they have the upper hand, they have that momentum, they have that control. Whether or not they can hold the control, it is up to Indonesia to be able to try to rip apart Cambodia's strategies.
Yep, control chaos versus calm chaos. Control chaos versus chaos, right? Seems like Cambodia controlled, methodical, meticulous, especially how the final slash flicker is being used to isolate one person after another for side Team Indonesia. And once Team Indonesia get picked apart, Dingerai wasn't able to join the fight because of how, you know, the Marcel just sets up the Golden Hour one after another. Team Indonesia is getting dismantled.
No more bubbles for side of Indonesia. That's Odin going straight in. That's the final slash again. Repositioning a Fan. Nowhere is safe, not even your home. This is a fair airstrike as well. Dingerai doing his best shot.
Man.
And with the Blazing Duet, almost getting stunned up by the Golden Hour, but Charuki a little bit too close for comfort there, threading the needle with the SOD.
Man, if Cambodia replaces the Arla into a Franco, I agree. This is exactly a pure pick competition coming up on Team Cambodia. This is exactly what I told you, right? Team Cambodia seems like once they focus on one person, they catch using Arla to catch one person, and then after that they just explode this person. Then they hope to look for more. But the fact is, Indonesia right now, they're at the base, so that's why Team Cambodia cannot step forward just a little bit more. Main damage dealt. Look at the damage dealt for the side of this Marcel is actually 28,000. Wow.
Ooh.
One of the highest in the charts.
He's just a roam, but he's doing so much though. So annoying, running through you, running by you, forcing the mistakes, forcing the spatial migrations from a Fan to himself. And I think Indonesia, it would take quite a lot to come back from this deficit.
Yeah. Of course, everybody has a gold lead in as compared to their counterparts as well. The Winter Crown coming off an advance should be a game changer, but even though if you are able to hold up the people from the side of Team Cambodia, do you have the damage? Does Dingerai has the opportunity to jump in with the Blazing Duet?
Nem tries to look for an angle over onto Indonesia. More response in the next 5 seconds. There's a lot of lockups for Tai, but that's a lot of vision that's already given. That's vision turned into information, and information turned into a little bit of compensation for Hai looking for a final smash, and he did on Shoki, using the TOR, landing onto no one with a fair airstrike to zone the resident members out, going fishing and using the fair airstrike as sort of a gate to keep Indonesia out of the way.
Yeah, Cambodia is just going fishing all day. One after another, they just pick one person for the side of Team Indonesia, and then after that, they just explode onto Xiaoyuki. Xiaoyuki was trying to use the TOR to try to slow down the tempo from the side of Cambodia, but it's just too fast, and they hit hard.
Speaking of fast, High, he's in the perfect position. Does not have the flicker though. Fair airstrike will start this stage migration. On top of the R-lot though, he's down low. The rest of Cambodia, they're too strong. They're too bursty.
Wait.
The blinking duet, last ditch effort to take one out. That's a safe hit. One hit more, the Frederick might have gone down, but Cambodia, they're not making any mistakes.
I am truly crazy to say this, right? And I can't believe to be saying this to Team Indonesia, right? In this particular game, at this stage, you just need one kill, and I'll give you an applause. But for now, so far, Team Indonesia couldn't find a single kill, Churros.
They can't close the gap onto the Farsa. Look at where they're passing. Delvin falls by the hands of Cambodia once again, and that's Kyo just hitting freely on the back line. There's nothing that Indonesia can do except to hide, except to defend. But will they be able to do so? They need to buy more time. Without Delvin though, they don't really have that zone control.
Control chaos. This is like Team Cambodia. It's like the field surgeon in the middle of the war. They are able to find the nerve system while all the shells are running out all the way in the background, like background noise, but to them it's just music, and they're using Team Indonesia as organs.
Oh, there's already half health for that. Oh, it's a jump in by Alphon. He's desperate, and Indonesia wants to try to buy some time for themselves, but Kyo is not giving them that satisfaction. The first win goes over to Cambodia.